Somewhere in Southeast Asia, it is 2 in the morning. A phone lights up. Look closer. The phone is not in a pocket. It is in a rack, one of hundreds. And the rack is in a room, and the room is in a building, and the building wears razor wire like a crown. Every phone in that building is a fishing line. And on one screen, 7,000 miles from the man it is hunting, a message is being typed. Hey, is this Jessica? Sorry, wrong number. The man prosecutors say owns that building is about to lose more money than anyone in the history of American crime. $15 billion, seized in a single court filing. Stay with me. By the end, you will know the one sentence that keeps you out of this machine. And you will know exactly what happened to the prince at the top of it. This is Money in Paint. Tonight, the biggest story we have ever told. It starts with a text you have probably already received. Dave gets the message on a Tuesday. Hey, is this Jessica? Sorry, wrong number. He types back, no problem, and that should be the end. It is not the end. The stranger laughs it off, says he seems kind, asks about his day. Her name, she says, is Sarah. Her photos are pretty, but not too pretty, ordinary, believable. Remember those photos. They are not an accident. Nothing in this story is an accident. For 3 weeks, Sarah is simply pleasant. Good morning texts, photos of meals, questions about his life. She never asks for money. That is the first thing to understand. The best thieves never ask. Then one day, she mentions it, almost shy about it. A little investing app her uncle showed her. She is not selling it. She is sharing it. There is a difference, and the difference is the trap. Dave looks at the app. It is beautiful. Charts, balances, a customer support chat that answers in seconds. He puts in $200 just to see. By Friday, the app says $260. You are thinking it is fake, obviously, just a number on a screen. So is Dave's cousin Mia. She looks at his phone for 5 seconds and says one word, scam. So Dave does the smart thing, the thing that would catch a lie. He asks to withdraw. And here is the moment this scam earns its reputation. The withdrawal works. $60 of profit, real money, lands in his real bank account overnight. Read that again. The scam paid him. Proof beats doubt. Mia's one word dies right there. So in goes his savings. In goes a little more. The balance climbs like a sunrise. Sarah celebrates with him now. We, she says, our plan, our future. The pronoun is part of the script. 8 weeks in, the screen says $140,000. Dave has never felt smarter. He decides to take some out, a down payment on a life. And the app says no. Not no, exactly. It says pending. Then customer support explains, so politely, a tax, a release fee, 10% payable first to unlock the rest. If you have watched this channel before, your stomach just dropped. You have heard this song. Dave borrows the fee and pays it. The screen thanks him. And then the screen goes dark. Sarah's chat, deleted. The app, gone from the store. The balance was never money. It was bait, painted to look like his future. Now hold your anger for 1 second, because I am about to complicate it. Who was Sarah? Where did those 3 weeks of good morning text actually come from? Come with me. 7,000 miles. You have met Mr. Gray in every story we have ever told. The hood, the eyes, the smile. Tonight, for the first time, watch what happens. The hood comes off. Underneath is a woman named Lynn. She is 23, and she is not allowed to leave. 6 months ago, Lynn answered a job ad. Customer service, good salary, flights paid. The office was in another country. At the airport, a van. At the gate, a wall. At the desk, a manager holding out his hand for her passport. Lynn does not work for a company. Lynn is held by one. Her phone is confiscated. Her debt is invented. Her shift is 17 hours. Her first week, she cries. Her second week, she learns the script, Sarah's good mornings, typed by shaking hands. The United Nations estimates around 100,000 people are held like this in Cambodia alone. At least 120,000 more in Myanmar. Not employees, inventory. Her building is one of many. Human rights investigators counted at least 53 scam compounds in Cambodia. Some are the size of small towns. Walls, dormitories, guards, and floor after floor of desks. At night, from the road, it looks like an office park. It is not an office park. Now, back to your question. Who was Sarah? Sarah was never a person. Sarah is a binder. Court documents describe the instructions, written down, page by page. Choose profile photos of a woman who is not too beautiful, so the account seems real. Page 2, the wrong number opening. Page 3, 3 weeks of warmth. Page 4, the shy mention of an app. Dave thought he met a person. He met a production line. Above Lynn's desk hangs a number. Her quota. Survivors describe daily targets in the thousands of dollars. Miss the quota, and there are fines. Miss it again, and there are worse things than fines. The reporting on what happens inside these walls is dark, and I will leave it at this. People are bought, people are sold, people are hurt for missing sales targets. Families receive video calls they will never forget, and ransom demands they can never afford. So, understand what you are actually hearing when your phone buzzes with a friendly wrong number. It might be a criminal. It might be a prisoner. It is never, ever a coincidence. Survivors describe moments where a worker broke script and begged the very person they were sent to hunt for help. It happens, not often. and the scale is industrial. In one indictment, American prosecutors described just 2 facilities running 1,250 phones, controlling 76,000 accounts, 76,000 Sarahs, from 2 rooms. Every morning the phones light up. Every evening the harvest is counted. And that harvest does not stay on the floor. It flows upward, through the ceiling, through the walls, up to a man the workers never meet. The man they say owns the building, and the bank, and very nearly, the country. Follow the money one more level. His name is Chen, chairman of something called Prince Group. On paper, Prince Group is a business empire. Real estate, finance, more than 100 companies, across more than 30 countries. On paper is exactly where American prosecutors say the honesty ends. According to the indictment, the compounds were his, at least 10 of them, built, staffed, and run for one purpose. He allegedly kept ledgers, not rough notes, ledgers, tracking profit per compound, and which scam ran out of which room. Which room? He knew the building the way a farmer knows his fields. Prosecutors say one of his partners later bragged about the numbers for 2018. Over $30 million a day. First, look at what that kind of money builds. A tower in the capital with the group's name on it. A licensed bank, a casino, supermarkets, a school that teaches watchmaking. I am not making that up. And rising by the sea, a $16 billion city of its own. They called it the Bay of Lights. A 99-year lease on an island in the Pacific for a resort. 19 properties in London worth more than £100 million. Homes in cities he barely visited, bought with evenings other people spent losing everything. A Picasso bought through a New York auction house. And citizenships: China, Cambodia, Vanuatu, St. Lucia, Cyprus, 5 doors out of any room. He was not hiding from the world, he was hosting it. Awards, titles, and, prosecutors say, bribes, tracked in a ledger of their own. In one entry, a yacht worth more than $3 million for a senior official of a foreign government. Now, a problem, a beautiful, terrible problem. What do you actually do with an ocean of stolen money? You cannot simply spend it. Every coin is traceable. Investigators call the trail a fingerprint. So here it is, the cleverest gear in this entire machine. Prince Group ran a Bitcoin mining operation, real warehouses, real computers, real electricity, producing freshly created coins. Freshly created is the magic phrase. A newly mined coin has no history, no victims in its past. It is born clean. So, the stolen money allegedly paid the power bills, and the mining handed back the same value, wearing a brand new face. In the government's telling, he did not launder the money in the old sense. He minted it. In the court filings, there is a line about that mining business, in his own words. The profit is considerable, because there is no cost. No cost. The cost was Dave's savings. The cost was Lynn's freedom. The cost simply was not his. For 10 years, the machine looked untouchable. Then came the 14th of October. People had been shouting about the compounds for years. Journalists mapped them. Survivors escaped and testified. The United Nations put numbers on it back in 2023. And the building stayed lit. Raids hit small rooms while big compounds got warnings. Operations did not stop. They moved. That is the countermove at empire scale. You cannot arrest a building. And you could not, it seemed, touch a prince. Then, on the 14th of October, 2025, the United States stopped trying to raid rooms and went after the wallet. That morning, prosecutors in New York unsealed an indictment. Wire fraud, money laundering, naming Chen himself. 10 years of empire described page by page. The same day, the American Treasury sanctioned 146 people and companies tied to Prince Group, and the United Kingdom joined in that same morning. The largest action ever taken against cybercriminal networks in Southeast Asia. The bank, the shells, the island, frozen across the world at once. And then came the number, the one this whole episode has been walking toward. Investigators had located the keys to his private wallets. Inside them, 127,271 Bitcoin. Worth, that week, about $15 billion. And as one court filing revealed, all of it was already sitting in the custody of the United States government. The largest forfeiture of anything in the history of the United States Department of Justice. $15 billion, 10 years to steal, 1 morning to lose. But the man himself? Gone, vanished, for 84 days, a billionaire fugitive. Where do you hide when your face is on every front page and your fortune is in a federal vault? He had 5 citizenships and friends in high places. The smart money said he would never see a courtroom. The smart money forgot one thing. He had embarrassed the wrong countries. Singapore froze the yacht, the cars, the accounts. Britain had already frozen the mansions that first morning. Country after country, door after door. And on the 6th of January 2026, Cambodia arrested its own prince. They had quietly revoked his citizenship back in December, and they put him on a plane to China, where he remains in custody, facing their justice now. State television filmed him landing. Within weeks came a deadline from Chinese police. Anyone tied to Prince Group had until the middle of February to surrender. And across Cambodia, compound gates opened, and thousands of workers walked out into the daylight. Some walked home, some had no home left to walk to. Now, the honest ending, the one a movie would not give you. The machine did not die. Other owners run other buildings. The industry is relocating, not retiring. The phones in the racks are still lighting up tonight, which means the last line of defense is not a prosecutor in New York. It is you, at 2 in the morning, looking at a message that says, "Sorry, wrong number." So here is your armor. 3 rules, each one forged from something you just watched. Rule 1. A wrong number that keeps talking is not a mistake. It is a spear. Real strangers apologize and vanish. Only a script stays to ask about your day. Rule 2. Any investing app or platform that a stranger led you to is their screen, not a market. The balance is a painting, and listen closely, because this is the part that catches smart people. A withdrawal that works proves nothing. The working withdrawal is the bait. Remember Dave's $60. The machine pays out pennies to harvest everything. Rule 3. This one is for the other side of the phone. A faraway job with a big salary that wants your passport is the same machine, seen from the other door. Real employers never hold your documents. Ever. Say that to every young person you know. And now the number that should end any argument about who falls for this. Last year, American investigators ran an operation, calling people who were being scammed at that very moment, mid-conversation, mid-transfer. 78% had no idea they were being scammed. Not foolish people. People 3 weeks deep in good morning texts, staring at a balance shaped like a future. That is why this kind of scam took more from Americans last year than any other. $8.6 billion. 1 year, 1 country. So keep one sentence, the one I promised you at the start. A stranger who feeds you profits is not feeding you. He is fattening you. They named this scam pig butchering. The name is ugly because the truth is ugly. You are not the customer. You are the livestock, and the feed is free, right up until the day it is not. If money is already gone, do not chase recovery agents. That is the second knife. Report it wherever you live. The links are in the description. And if this has happened to you, it is not your fault. You watched the machine, you know it was never a fair fight. Now do one thing. Think of the person you know who is a little lonely and a little online, and send them this. Because right now, somewhere, a rack of phones is waiting in the dark, and one of them just lit up. Hey, is this Jessica? Sorry, wrong number. The doorway into that factory is a job ad, and a task that pays you first. We took that trick apart once before. That story is on your screen now.